All right, so this is a game I know absolutely nothing about. I was recommended to play this game, and it's kind of hard to play because you can't just buy it on Steam or you can't just download it on itch.io. You literally have to go on their Patreon, subscribe to it, and they give you access to play the game. And I can only play some of the days because it's not a completely finished game. So we're only going to be able to play up to the end of day 3. That's all that I can show you guys, at least. I mean, of course, I can play more because there's day 4, but I can't show that publicly on my YouTube channel, sadly. But if you guys enjoy this game, please hit that like button. Check out the game. The links will be in the description if you want to play it for yourself. If you want to pay the $1 to get access to the game, that's all it costs right now. And just support the team. I feel like they really do deserve it. I love the art. The art is what really captured me. When my friends showed me it, they were like, I know you like visual novels, but on top of this being a visual novel, it also has great art. So you should check that out. And the art is pretty solid. So I'm excited to check it out. So it's time, guys. Your boyfriend. Let's dive into it. We're here. Your boyfriend. This music is creepy. Inverted Mind Inc. Shouts out to you for creating this game. And Black Shepherd Games. I'm actually really excited for this. I haven't played a visual novel in a while. There it is. I really like the art in this game, so I'm excited to see how this story plays out. Let's play it. Enter your name. Perfect. Welcome, Blaze. You two have fun. Ooh, I'm ready to have some fun. My life has been chaotic. My family broke out into another fit of drama, so I left the nest, ran straight to college, and got an apartment and a job. Okay. But lately, my job at a greasy spoon diner has been unbearable. I mean, being able to work at a diner and afford an apartment? That's pretty good. The job doesn't pay the best, so that meant I had to find a roommate to afford an apartment. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, that sounds realistic. And now my roommate is always bringing some drop out into our apartment for late night study sessions, quote unquote. My sleep schedule is wrecked, and even better, the rent on the apartment is late. Oh, that's no good. I had heard once that if you become a roommate with a friend, you won't stay friends for so long. Yeah, that's true. In my case, the friendship gets strained thinner as my friend keeps making excuses why they need me to cover their half of the rent. Oh, they're using you. So you gotta kick them out. Thanks to that deadbeat, I'm working harder just to lose money on the rent. I'm nearly broke, and getting a second job feels like it will kill me. You need to kick that other person out at this point. At least in this park, I have some alone time. This park is nice. I like the music. I've always loved this part of the park. It's untouched by obnoxious family members and college jerks. The only people who come here are the groundskeepers. Even then, they only come by in the morning. That sounds a little scary though. Closing my eyes, I rub my face and huff out the tension in my lungs so that I could calm down enough to enjoy the peace and quiet. Just then, I feel someone sit down beside me. Okay, that is creepy. I don't like this. Startled, I turn and look towards the interloper. Oh, hi.
Whoa, hey, take it easy. It's just me.
Oh, there's voice acting? Nice. Hello there, stranger. The stranger says, trying to keep me from leaping too high off the park bench. You're a jumpy one, aren't you? He smiles and scoots himself closer to me. Back up! Shyly and awkwardly. I keep my eyes on him, unsure what his intentions are. His unblinking eyes don't stray from mine, not once. I mean, he looks kind of friendly, I guess. So, are you waiting for a family member or a friend? It just seems kind of odd for you to be sitting here, all alone like this, and so far away from the jogging track. All right, yeah, you don't have to make that clear, all right? I know why I'm here. Like, you're making it creepy. It's awkward right now. A chill runs down my spine. I cross my arm over my chest and slide away from him and closer to the edge of the bench. How often does a sane person walk up to you out of the blue and start asking such questions? Right! Not often, for me at least. He picks up on my unease and refrains from sliding any closer, thank God. He crosses his fingers in between his legs and smiles warmly. I mean, you don't look like a groundskeeper or one of the old people feeding pigeons after doing Tai Chi. No, I'm just getting some alone time to myself. Things have been pretty intense lately. He scoots himself even closer, his hand nearly touching mine as he smiles shyly.
Look, I know this is sudden. Very sudden. But may I have the pleasure in taking you out to dinner?
Is this the place to ask that? Is this appropriate? I guess. Sure, I mean, he seems all right. Let's go for it. Can I have the pleasure? Never mind. He was the weird one. I can't tell if he's a bit awkward or just eccentric. What? Why? Why did he have such an interest in me?
Well, I'm your boyfriend. Isn't that why you're here?
Oh. Did you just make yourself my boyfriend? My boyfriend? Why would he be assuming we were in a relationship? There's an awkward silence as the stranger sits, patiently waiting for my answer. Oh, I actually get choices here. Oh, I'm timed? Dinner does sound nice, I guess. I guess? Sure, yeah, let's go with it. It's not like I'm doing anything anyways, and it would be a nice break from the monotony. God knows I could stand to forget my problems for a few hours, and this guy seems interesting enough to keep my mind off things. Really? That's great. He beams, taking hold of my hand into his own. I'll see you tonight at 7. He was about to stand up from the bench, but pauses abruptly when he realizes that he was forgetting something. Oh, I almost forgot. We need a place to meet up. Sorry. I know that I sound absent-minded, but I'm just so excited. How about that old diner downtown? It's nice and quiet, so no one will disturb us. The diner downtown? Which one? I hope it's not the one that I work at. You know, the one that you... Oh, it is! What the... What the heck? You know, the one that you work at. Oh, okay. Great. See you tonight. So he knows where I work and he knows where I like to calm my mind in peace. So he's a stalker. Is that what you're telling me? And just like that, he hurries off with a leap in every step, looking as though he had just won the lottery. I watch him as he disappears down a path that bends around a shallow hill and out of view. The park was quiet again, and the serene loneliness sets in once more. It's just me and a few songbirds singing in the nearby tree. I sit for a while, replaying the strange encounter in my head a few times. I suppose that I should be flattered that he took such an interest in me. I can't tell if meeting someone like that is normal or not. It's nothing like I've seen in movies or television. But then again, if I were Hollywood attractive, maybe it would be so normal that it would be almost annoying. I feel my cheeks flush as I think about him saying, "Can I have the pleasure?" That was kind of sweet, I'm not gonna lie. A shy smile creeps from the corners of my mouth. He must be as new to this as I am. What a shy, awkward guy. I mean, he seemed pretty comfortable though. The bird stops singing as I feel a knot grow in the pit of my stomach. Uh-oh. How did he know where I work? Oh, you're just now like thinking about that? Like that just clicked with you right now? It clicked with me a long time ago. Dad's Darn Diner. Oh, look at the designs. I love them. 7 p.m. I show up at the diner, feeling rather unusual about meeting someone at the place that I work at for a completely spontaneous dinner date. And with a complete stranger who knew that I worked here. Weird. I take a seat at a booth towards the back. The diner isn't very busy tonight, which is less unusual than most people would assume. Even though I work here, this isn't where I would choose to eat at. Maybe he was another customer that I had never paid attention to? Nah, that's not how that works. While I work, I let my mind drift, and after a while, I do my job as if I were on autopilot. I don't really pay that much attention to names and faces, even towards regulars. Maybe he was one of those regulars, building up his courage to ask me out every day but kept losing his nerve? It's kind of a cute thought, but do I really want this to be a thing? I wouldn't. Taking my seat, I wait. I look at the old-fashioned neon-like clock that hangs over the jukebox. They look like they're having fun back there. I kind of like that couple back there. They're kind of cute. He's 5 minutes late. I might as well buy myself a milkshake while I wait. The waitress on tonight's shift is surprised to see me at the diner on my day off. I imagine that she will tell me, job loyalty is one thing, but the food here isn't worth writing home about. After serving the stuff for a few months now, I agree with her. But at least the milkshakes are good. They are the really old-fashioned kind made with real ice cream and ingredients. Ooh, that sounds so good right now. And not the powdered mix and flavored syrups like the fast food places. Oh, yes, I need that. Where is this place in my life? The waitress must have been less busy than I assumed because she brought my shake to me only a few minutes later. I pulled a spoon from the vintage-looking ice cream glass and lick it clean. This reminds me of the restaurant Red Robin. They have really good milkshakes there. It's like diner style. So good. I stare at the shake a little before I take a sip. A man rushes in through the diner's front doors. He looks like he ran the whole way here with something tucked carefully in his arm. I immediately recognized his sleeveless hoodie and blue shirt. Oh, it's the guy. He quickly scanned the diner in a bit of a panic. He was running late and probably thought that I may have already left. I was one of the few people in the diner, but he still didn't seem to see me very quickly. I wave him over. A smile of relief spreads across his face. Still winded, he hurries down the rows of booths and sits across from me. So did he just finish killing somebody? Did he have to hide the body? Did he bury the body somewhere? Like, you're late. I know. I'm so sorry. I had to make a quick stop. Oh yeah, he definitely buried the body. He speaks between breaths. I don't know where he came from, but he must have ran the whole way when he realized that he was running late. Giving a timid smile, he pulls out the long white box that he was carrying. He places it on the table and slides it over to me. Is it chocolates? Here, I bought this for you. Thinking about earlier today in the park, it might have been a little creepy to ask you for a date on the spot. I thought I might get you a little something as a way of apologizing. If it was awkward for you, of course. He got something for me? Really? It had better not be a severed ear or fingers or something like that. Opening the box, I look inside. I see 2 long stem roses with deep red petals. The thorns were removed and they were bound by a shimmering black silk ribbon. That sounds kinda cute. They're lovely, thank you. He smiles as he takes the roses out of the box gently, as if the thorns were still on the stems. I draw the aroma in deeply. They are so wonderfully fresh and fragrant. I feel like I'm too nice, guys. I should be like on guard mode. Like, I'm just letting this guy just come through like it's nothing. It's no bouquet or anything, but I thought that they look nice. He watches me admire his gift. They are very nice. Thank you. I place the roses gently back in their box. He can't possibly grin any wider. He realizes that he's staring at me, maybe just a little too long for comfort, so he averts his eyes shyly. But there were a few nagging questions that have been hanging over me like a storm cloud. And while he was in a good mood, I figured that I should inquire a little about this cute but bizarre stranger. Dinner in a greasy spoon diner with a stranger carrying a box of roses didn't seem ordinary. And I had to make sure that he wasn't going to propose at the cash register. He might. I stir the milkshake with the straw for a second or two. So, how did you know that I work here? Oh, well, I walk by this place rather often on my walks. I catch glimpses of you through the window from time to time when you're working. I tried coming in, but I got cold feet and just kept walking. Like a loser. He glares down at the table shamefully. I reach over and give his hand a reassuring pat. No, you're not a loser. Huh? Do you know what? I don't even know your name. My name? The smile on his face fades into a slight grimace before his gaze drifts off to the side. I really don't like my name. Honestly, I'd rather be called something else, like a nickname or something. Oof. He must have had a really horrible name or really horrible parents that he wants to disassociate with. Okay. How about... Oh. You look like a Troy. I'm going with that. Or a Greg. Actually, Greg. Let's go with Greg. How about Greg? He seemed pleased with what I came up with, despite how silly or tacky it might have been. Yeah, that's much better, honestly. Thank you. I reassure him and give his hand another gentle squeeze. The expression of disgust instantly evaporates into delight over the name I gave him. Wow, I didn't realize until now, but he has some really beautiful blue eyes. You know what he does? They're not wrong. The vivid color left me taking in their deep blue hue, and I didn't realize that I was staring until he spoke up. Are we having a moment or what? A blush spreads across his cheeks as he squeezes my hand back. Sorry. I pull my hand from his, cursing myself for staring like that. Wow, now I'm the awkward one. I look away shyly. I can feel the heat radiating from my cheeks, and I imagine them glowing bright red like a Christmas light. The thought makes my cheeks warmer, and probably even more red. He chuckles and shakes his head. Hey, there's nothing to be sorry for. He reassures me with a soft smile. He looks around for something to break the tension, and his eyes falls upon my milkshake. Hey, I was supposed to buy you something. Well, you kind of already did. I point to the box of roses, that's true. Besides, we could share this, just as long as I get the cherry. Deal? I scoot the milkshake towards him. He looks to the side, reaching over to take it. Man, our first date and you're the one buying? I'm very terrible at this. Well, how about you buy next time? His eyes go wide and he stares at me with surprise. Okay, he's happy about that. Next time? You want to meet up again? Oh, we did! We set up another date! Oh, crap! I didn't even think about that. Well, this wasn't a total disaster, right? So, yeah. His face glows as red as I imagined mine had, and he stammers wildly as all of his thoughts unexpectedly evaporate in an explosion of joy. I mean, I guess it wasn't. I mean, I don't think so, but I don't want to argue with you. It was cute seeing him struggle for a coherent thought while also trying to contain his happiness of being with me, of all people. Still, as much as I was enjoying his company, and regardless of how flattering it has been, I couldn't stay long. I look out the window in a bit of an exaggerated way in order to get his attention. It's getting dark. I don't like walking home late at night. How about we continue this on our next date? Standing up from my seat, I pull out one of the napkins from the dispenser. Do you have a pen? Oh, I think I do. He pulls one from his pocket and hands it to me. I write down my name and number and smiling, pass the pen and napkin back to him. Here, call me, and we can hang out again soon, okay? Taking pen and napkin from my hand, he gazes down at the number in complete awe before looking up at me. Of course. I'd love to see you again. I feel good about that. That was a good date. I walk to the register, pay for the shake, and with another quick look back at him, I wave and leave the diner. I walk more quickly to try to make it back to the apartment before nightfall. It gets colder outside, but for some reason, I feel warm the whole way back. But my house looks nice. Look at this apartment. Hey. Once I'm finally back in my apartment, I quietly walk to my room so that I won't disturb my roommate. We need to kick them out, by the way. Judging by the thumping and moaning sounds coming from the other side of the wall, they seem to be having another study session. All right, hold on. Not only Are they not paying rent, which is already disrespectful? They're also having loud while you're home? That's strike 2. What's strike 3? I wish they would be more quiet. I have to live here too. Yeah, what the heck? They're not the only ones that are living here. I don't bother to turn on the lights in my room and flop heavily on my bed, face first into the mattress, limbs spread wide. Letting out a long, loud groan that made the couple next door pause for a brief moment, I eventually roll onto my back and stare up at the ceiling. Despite having so many other things on my mind earlier, my thoughts never stray far away from Greg. Looking over to the box that was still in my hand, I open it up one more time. I pull out the bundled roses and, smiling a little, draw in their sweet fragrance again. Oh, they must smell good, okay. I hope he calls soon. What if he does? Yo, he was at the window. What the f? He was out my window. He is a stalker, b. I knew it. I knew he was a stalker. I knew it. That was day 1? Okay, that's got me interested. We need to keep going. We gotta keep going. So, Blaze, did you have a nice time with Greg? Don't answer that. It's time to get up and face another day. I mean, it was a good date. I feel like I was kind of in control of the date, though, which is kind of weird, but I'm kind of like that in real life, too. Darn it. I roll over in my bed for a moment. Every inch of my body is begging me to wake up, but I don't want to. It's like I didn't get any form of rest at all. I fight the will to wake up for a moment, rubbing my eyes before sitting up in my bed. Okay, this song is kind of hitting. Hey. Hey. I like it. Ugh. I'm a mess. That thing with the cherries on it is kind of cute. Oh, I get to interact with things. I won this plushie at a carnival. Still smells like cherries. Is it a scratch and sniff? Dirty clothes I've yet to wash. I've been too busy or exhausted to get these done. I have a Game Boy? My trusty old Game Daddy. What? I love playing some Grave Harvest while I'm trying to unwind. Wait, I can actually play this? Oh my God, that was loud. Oh, whoa, whoa, I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on, what? I got stuck. Excuse me? Oh, I'm terrible at this game. I am terrible at this game. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Can I walk at all? Oh, if I just hit any button, he jumps immediately. He auto walks though. Oh my God, I can't beat this game. It looks cool though. The nostalgia is crazy. Dude, I suck at this game. What's up, Bob? Okay, now, wait, what? I don't know what's going on in this game. Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. Huh? I've seen this plushie before. It blew up at one point and people swore up and down that it somehow exuded this overwhelming feeling of disdain despite its smile. Now that I see it up close, I get what they mean. It had a matching axolotl plush that they released after it, but it sold out in hours. I don't wear most of my clothes anymore. At this point, it's all just piling up and making it difficult to see inside. 9:12 a.m. Is that bad? Oh God, I'm late for work. Finally dressed, I rush out of my bedroom, making my way into the kitchen section where I normally put my work keys.
Hey, looks like someone's in a hurry.
Girl, pay your rent. Oh, whoa. Holy sh**, Lucy. Jeez. Startled from the sudden voice, I turn around and look over towards my roommate who looks just as surprised as I am. Oh my goodness. Whoa, chill, my dude. What's got you all jumpy this early in the morning? For a moment, I'm surprised she's not even irritated that I called her by name. She'd only allow it with people she trusts. What's up with everybody and their names? They don't like their real names here? I then shake my head, focusing back on my predicament. I'm late for work, so I gotta bolt out before I lose my job. I frantically try to explain as I grab my keys from the kitchen counter and start to hurry my way towards the front door. So, no coffee then? She makes her way to the coffee machine to turn it off. As much as I have many issues with my roommate's lifestyle, lack of a job, and always leaving me with the rent, at least she keeps the place clean and makes coffee for me every morning. No, that's not good enough. Don't do that. I hate it when people make excuses. No, don't justify her not paying rent. She needs to pay rent. I guess it's these little gestures that hold me back from looking for a new place and a new roommate. No, you need one. No, not today. Thanks though. The roommate's kind of cute though, I'm not gonna lie. I answer before taking my leave, not entirely closing the door behind me as I bolt my way down the stairs and out the apartment building. Great way to start to a new day. At least I'll be seeing Greg today, so that's something on the upside. I like Greg apparently, a lot. It's a Sunday. There's usually hardly any customers on Sunday mornings, but even then, it doesn't excuse my lateness. Rushing through the front doors of the diner, I dash to the kitchen and grab my apron off the coat hanger along the far end of the wall. The apron seems to be the only place where grease stains don't get all over me. Fumbling to tie the apron on, I rush over towards the time clock and snatch my time card to punch in. Wait. According to this, I already clocked in. What? Who could have... My attention snaps towards the sound of approaching footsteps. Whoever it is, they're not trying to be discreet as they carry a clanking stack of dirty dishes back from a table.
There you are. Where have you been?
I like your hair.
I've been covering your shift for the past 45 minutes without the boss even knowing you're not here.
TK rushes right by me as they gently place the dishes into the sink of soapy hot water. Wiping their hands, TK sighs loud enough to make sure that I hear it. They're like this all the time though. Always acting like they're the big sibling to everyone and keeping things in one piece so they're non-binary. I love it. I huff as I try to think of an excuse that doesn't sound as pathetic as my alarm didn't go off. But the truth is, all I have, so I tried to downplay the issue. I don't get why you're making such a fuss. We're pretty much dead on Sunday morning. That is probably not what you should say in this predicament, but okay. You clearly weren't paying attention when you came barging in. TK wipes their hands on their apron before gesturing for me to look out through the service window. What the? Are you kidding me? Why are there so many old farts in here? I try not to raise my voice to a point that the fiber chomping boomers outside did not hear me. Oh, not the boomers. A tour bus came along. That's what happened. Now stop asking questions and start waiting tables. TK hands me a spare notepad and pencil and nudges me out of the kitchen. Great. Here I am, hoping to have an easygoing day. So much for that. The breakfast crowd is rough to say the least. The less I talk about the customers, the better. But today really pushed my patience. A couple of customers even threatened to refuse to pay for their breakfast because it was slow and that they didn't get their coffee cups filled 5 or 6 times. I had to smoothen things out with a smile so sugary sweet that it would have given them a cavity. Luckily, I have a bit of charisma and have been able to schmooze all about the toughest of customers. I'm like that in real life, actually. Sometimes it's just easier to give them an IOU saying that their next meal is on the house. If they are really that they leave quickly and never come back, and we don't lose money. It's a win-win. It's just strange that some of the worst customers are the oldest. I guess you don't have much use for common decency and human kindness with one foot in the grave. Really? Because I feel like older customers are pretty nice sometimes. As long as you do what they want, you know? Such a hassle. If they like you, you know? Eventually, the crowd starts dying down, most leaving to do some sightseeing, others staying to order more coffee or lunch. These people don't look old. At least these are the kinds of customers that mind their own business and are more focused on eating or talking. Yeah, they do look young. Staggering into the kitchen, I let out a long sigh and rest against the wall, finally able to take a moment to relax. Ahem. I know you want to get off your feet, but you missed a table. TK sneaks over at my side, giving me a gentle nudge before pointing back out to the dining area. I roll out my exhausted eyes and look over towards them. Can't you do it? I don't feel like having someone dump their juice on me again. I would, but you owe me for covering your for an hour. Darn it. They have a point. With a groan, I lean myself off the wall, try to straighten my posture, and stumble back out. Scanning the booths, I check all the tables I had already gotten, matching their faces and orders table by table. I don't think I missed it. A voice chimes in from the booth to my right. Oh, it's Greg. Hey there, stranger. Kiss his cheek. That seems like a little too much. Hey, I was hoping you'd show. Oh, thank God. I was hoping you'd show. Today has been insane. I've noticed. He chuckles, looking around the area. Oh, he does origami? I see that little bird on the table. When I saw the place packed to the brim with people, I figured I'd wait outside until the crowd died down to get the chance to give you a little break. Well, you're a lifesaver. A sigh in relief, taking off my apron. Honestly, I don't think things would be so insane today. First, my alarm doesn't go off. Then, I owe TK my hours since they covered my shift most of the morning, and my feet are already killing me. Well, I'll happily whisk you away from this place and go somewhere less crowded. I'll even carry you if you'd like. You gonna charm me like this the entire day? I certainly will try. He gives me a wink. Okay, hold on. He might got some wrist today. Maybe a little bit. Holding up the apron in my hand, I can't help but look away, feeling my cheeks go bright red and warm. You look cute when you become bashful. He purrs, giving me a rather dreamlike smile, as though in complete awe of my flaring cheeks. No, we're not purring here. Hold on, Chief. Let's rewind, back it up. All right. I don't like you like that. Oh, hush. I squeak, embarrassed by him watching me like this. Anyway, I'll let TK know I'm heading out for my break. Hopefully, they're merciful. Greg doesn't say anything, simply giving him a little nod. Does he wear the same shirt? Can we talk about that? I walk back into the kitchen area, hanging up my apron just as TK approaches me.
Oh, and who was that?
Don't worry about it, bro. It's gonna be all right. They take a glance out into the dining area before returning their attention to me. Him? He's my boyfriend. It's crazy because we just barely met yesterday and he asked me on a date right out of the blue. They don't seem to be responding well to this as they give a little frown. That's rather quick. So he's just here to see you, right? Actually, he's here to take me out on a little break date. We might stop by my place and get lunch before coming back.
Oh, so it's serious then.
Oh, wait, do you have a crush on me, TK? They try to look as though they aren't bothered by this. Maybe? I don't know. I'd love to see where this goes. Honestly, with how crazy everything in my life has been, this guy is a nice change. TK seems troubled, attempting to keep a forced smile on their face. I guess. It's just that I was kind of hoping that maybe I could treat you to lunch sometime. Oh no, I gotta pick between TK and Greg. Bless their heart. I know they kind of got a thing for me. Though things have been so crazy, I don't think dating a coworker would help out. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. I gotta go. I'm sorry. Well, I gotta go. I feel so bad. I mutter awkwardly, starting to shift my weight over toward the diner area. They give a small nod in understanding, tucking their hands onto their apron pockets. At least they're nice and respectful about it. Because they could have given me a lot of for it, but they didn't. Yeah, don't want to keep it waiting or anything. Just be sure to make it back in about an hour or so. I don't want to cover any more of your shift today. No worries. I'll be back before you say, "Dear God, where's Blaze?"
But I say that all the time, and you still don't show.
Oh. Okay, you got me. Just don't take too long. Now shoo. Aww, they even smiled. I love it. Greg stands there with a bit of a blank expression on his face, almost as though he's lost in thought. He doesn't seem to recognize me as I approach. Wait, what? Hey, are you all right? He snaps back to reality after I reach over and nudge his arm. Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Just a little burned out is all. I've had a very late night. Late night? Do you work as a security guard or something? Actually, what is your job? He shakes his head and chuckles to himself. I wouldn't say that exactly. My night hobby isn't something I can pay the bills with. Yeah, I know. Or else out my window. I mainly test and review products. Test products? Are you a YouTube tester of some kind? Something like that. I just mainly film myself testing products like appliances, little inventions that claim to work, food, life hacks, that sort of thing. Sometimes I'll have a small company pay me to test their items to help them gain exposure. It doesn't pay for a good review from me though. Huh? That sounds like a fun job. A lot better than working here. It has its perks. So, ready to head out? Yeah, I can't be gone for long though. TK needs me back in an hour. That's a long break though. An hour? I think the longest break I've ever had at a job was like 45 minutes. I'm sure TK will be fine if you're running a minute or two late. Besides, it's gonna be slow here for the rest of the day anyway. Bro, I need this job, you don't understand. I guess so? Why are we gonna be a minute or two late? What are you talking about? Here we are. Don't think I'm the kind of person who will just let anyone in during a second date. Of course not. You're clearly a person with class, though it doesn't explain why you're dating me. I roll my eyes as I reach over to unlock the door. Hey, you're the one who asked me out. You're just lucky that you were too cute to turn down. I feel his warm hand rest against my lower back. Why he got that face though? And my body trembles. His gentle touch slowly trails upward. His tender caress makes my body burn.
I can't help it. You're far too irresistible.
Back the heck up.
Hey, none of that in the hall.
Yeah, none of that in the hall. You heard the landlord. Is that my dad? Like, what's going on here? Startled, I spin away from my apartment door. I can feel that my cheeks are still flushed from Greg's touch, and I try to compose myself. Jeez, you scared the crap out of me. Blaze, I didn't expect you back so soon. Shouldn't you be at work? My landlord looks as cranky as ever. I'm not paying the rent on time, that's why. I am. I'm just taking a small lunch break. It's only for an hour. The landlord seems unfazed by my excuse and quickly turns his attention towards Greg. And you are? Greg, I'm Blaze's boyfriend. Greg says unwaveringly and clearly irritated by being interrupted. Yeah, boyfriend. Sure. Greg continues to glare at him, but the landlord, completely disinterested by the lanky stranger, turns his attention back to me. What if Greg kills him? That'd be crazy. Anyway, I suppose you can guess why I'm here. I groan as I turn to unlock the front door. Yeah, I know. I'll talk to her when I see her later tonight, okay? If you see her tonight. You can't keep covering for Lucy like this, Blaze. Look, I appreciate that you're killing yourself to keep a roof over her head, but this is getting out of hand. I know that I'm running out of excuses to defend my roommate, but my mind keeps searching for them. I stop messing with the door lock when I realize I've just been playing with my keys to keep from facing the landlord. I feel like a child being scolded. But I'm an adult, so I had better act like one. I hang my arms to my side, trying to hold back a sigh. I turn my attention back towards my landlord. I know. I know you know, but I have to put my foot down, Blaze. She's violated her contract one too many times. But think about yourself. She dumps her half of the rent on you, leaving you to work triple shifts at a dead-end, greasy spoon diner. Listen, I admire a hardworking person. I do. And I get that you're trying to be charitable and you don't want to be selfish, but you can't kill yourself like this. She needs to go. Ah. Oh, but I like her. But I don't. No, you know what? He's right. I'll look into finding another roommate. I mumble under my breath, completely defeated. I'm so tired of trying to defend her. but I'm twice as tired from having to cover her half of the rent. All right, that's good to hear. I'll start terminating her contract. Oh, I feel bad though. I hope she has a place to live. He gives me a mild look of concern, though through his gruff exterior, it's hard to see, but it's still there. Listen, it's rough putting this all on you, and I don't want to look like the bad guy here. My ex-wife does that to me enough. I'll make it look like I'm evicting the both of you, and once she's gone and out of the room, I'll give you the first month free while you find another roommate. No need to look. I'm right here. I hadn't noticed that Greg has been straightening his posture as if trying to size himself up against the landlord in a silent game of male dominance. That is, if you don't mind me moving in. The landlord doesn't seem terribly keen on this idea and looks at me with a glint of objection. Really? Because I'm already throwing you a bone with one roommate. There won't be a second chance. Greg's offer catches me completely by surprise. I'm speechless, but after seeing the landlord's cynical glare, I reach over and take Greg's hand into mine. Yes, really. What? No, that's too soon. That's too quick. Don't do this. The landlord shakes his head in disapproval, but deep down, he knows that this is probably easier to deal with in the long run. I mean, Greg does look adorable right there. Fine. Have him come by my office after you two are done doing whatever you two are going to do. I'll get a contract set up. But I want his references and financial information first. I don't need another deadbeat in my building. Okay, thank you, sir. The name is Don Williams, kid. But just call me Mr. Williams. I need to get my freaking head examined. He grumbles to himself as he heads back to his office, finally leaving the two of us alone. I don't know what to say, guys. I'm worried. Well, here we are. I extend my arms out as if showcasing the layout of the place. Walking in, he scans the apartment, looking rather pleased with what will likely be his new living space. Not bad. Not too bad at all. A little bigger than my apartment, so this is an upgrade for me. He looks back towards me and clears his throat. Hey, sorry for putting you on the spot like that. I don't mean to butt into your conversation and deem myself as your new roommate. It's fine. Seriously. Making things a lot easier for me. That, and you have a decent job. Just don't do that too often, okay? Cross my heart. With a smile on his lips, he walks over to me, taking my hands into his, and hope to die. I don't know if it's the way he says those lines or maybe the look in his eyes, but I can't help but gaze back as he steps closer, his body nearly up against mine. He cups his hand against my cheek, gently caressing my skin as he leans forward, placing a gentle kiss against my brow. My heart is pounding as he tenderly cherishes me in such a manner, letting out a small hum as his lips trail down to my other cheek. With a serpent-like tone, he whispers in my ear, God, I could eat you alive right now. I lock up, completely unaware that he backs me up against the kitchen counter. A gasp escapes my lips the moment I felt something thick, warm, and wet slither along my tongue. My neck. What is that? What is long? You got a long tongue? His other hand begins to trail down my waist, pulling my hips flush against his own in a nearly grinding movement. Ah! Landlord? Oh God. Greg turns his head, letting out an irritated groan as he glares over at my roommate as she bursts through the front door. Lucy, hey, you're home. Oh, not for long. I was gonna hit the bottle, but it seems you two need some time alone. We were just getting lunch real quick. Yeah, just a quick lunch break before going back to work.
Nothing like eating out for lunch.
Eating out what? What? Wait, we're gonna make us a sandwich or something. Lucy, oh my God. She makes her way into the front room and grabs up a small bag of pot. She keeps tucked away from under the mattress. She stuffs it down between her breasts before checking her pockets for a lighter. Well, you two take your time. Mr. Williams wants me to meet up with him about some bullshit or other. I'll be back later tonight, though. Hey, maybe you and I can have a little late night for once. You know, if you're not too tired after this. Wait, me? Sure? Since when does Lucy ever want to hang out? Maybe she knows she's getting kicked out and is trying to sweeten things up with me. Sure? Great. She beams, walking over toward where we are and places a peck on my cheek. I'll catch you later tonight, darling. I'm caught off guard by this gesture, looking rather confused as she pats Greg on the back. Don't rough Blaze up too much. God knows they need a good but I prefer my roommates being able to walk afterward. What? Lucy, please go. Oh, and I got some condoms in my nightstand. Lucy! I love you too. With that, Lucy finally leaves the room, locking the door behind her, possibly to make sure we're not disturbed again. After a moment of silence, I step away from Greg a little, looking down to the floor while feeling both embarrassed and very, very flustered. I'm gonna see what leftovers we got stored away in the fridge. I say in a hushed tone, biting my lower lip as my eyes drift back up to him. That devious glint was still in his eyes, but casually he nods in agreement. Yeah, can't send you back to work on an empty stomach. Yeah, my stomach, it's okay. It can be empty. Why can't the rest of the day be like this morning? The moment I get back from lunch, this place is as dead as my dream job. TK walks up, dressed in their casual clothes and hands tucked away in their pockets. They yawn as they see me approach. You already clocked out? Yeah, I'm ready to just go home and die. Oh, don't do that. I still need your help tomorrow. They chuckle, holding open the door for me as we both take our leave. TK starts heading to their car, rummaging with their keys for a moment before pausing, turning their attention over towards me. Hey, can I talk to you about something? Sure, what's up? They hesitate a bit, looking off to the side as they muster the courage to speak. About that guy, Greg. I know I have no place to say anything, but I got a creepy vibe about him. Creepy? How do you mean? It's just that it seems like he had his eyes on us the whole time we were talking. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything about it. They shift uncomfortably where they stand, still fiddling with their keys. Anyway, I'll catch you tomorrow. Be careful walking home. Yeah, you too. With that, TK gets into their car, fighting with the engine for a second or two before starting it up and driving off. I understand their concern. Maybe they're right. Greg and I just went on a 5-minute date and he was ready to me raw in the kitchen. Oh, in the kitchen and it's raw. Yeah, maybe he had one. You never know. Maybe we're moving too fast. Oh no. What's going on? Why is it quiet? Why does it sound ominous? Lucy hasn't come back yet? Odd. She's normally home at a reasonable time. Well, normal by her standards anyway. Guess I shouldn't be surprised that she isn't back yet. Oh my god. I invited him into my house. He's my roommate now. I forgot. Closing and locking the door behind me, I don't bother turning on the lights as I shuffle my way to my room in the dark. Where's my plushie? Opening the door to my room, I reach over to flip on the light switch. Where's my plushie? Huh? Huh? The door is stuck. Is he in there? Ah, yes, my random collection of books I've collected over the years. I don't have much of these, but darn, I sure can make a mess with them. Oh no. This is bad news. Who keeps opening this? Huh? Oh, darn it. Did Lucy forget to even pay our utility bill too? Setting my things down on my bed, I feel my way out of my room, looking around the inky void before me. I think we have some candles placed somewhere. Oh! Bro, this game, it took a turn. What or who did I bump into? Lucy? Is that you? Whoever it is, they stay quiet. Mr. Williams? Are you in here? I hope he's not in here. He's not supposed to be. I whisper again. My heart races faster as the silence only grows. Bro. Someone wraps their arms around me, and I feel something like a wet cloth covering my mouth and nose. I'm kidnapped! I try to break free, but they don't loosen their grip. Oh God, I'm starting to feel drowsy and weak. Who is doing this? Why? A chill runs up my spine as I feel something that feels like a kiss against my cheek. Then I hear a familiar, seductive voice whisper in my ear. I'll see you tomorrow, darling. Ah! What is he? That's day 2. That's day 2. We gotta keep going. Was it the origami? No, I'm kidding. If it was the bird, I'd be... what did he use, man? A wet cloth? This man made me pass out. That's not right. I'm back in my room. Oh, my head is pounding. What happened last night? Bro. Why you gotta do this? I'm here. I'm alert. You got my attention. Oh God, that's right. I wasn't alone. The one who attacked me, his voice was just like, oh, it was Greg. It was Greg. It was Greg. Greg, why did he do that? Why did he do that? I don't like this fetish that you have, Greg. I'm sorry. TK is right. There's something wrong with him. I need to call Greg and talk to him about this. No, we need to call the police. 911. Where's my phone? Who could that be? If it's Greg, it's probably best to get this out of the way. I just need to be careful. One part of me hopes it's Greg. Then again, another part of me doesn't. I have so many questions, but now I'm too scared to ask them. Coming. Quickly making my way towards the door, I take in a deep breath and look through the peephole. Oh! Mr. Williams! Sorry about that. I thought you were someone else. Paranoid enough not to answer the door, huh? Sorry. Mr. Williams doesn't seem to acknowledge the apology as he crosses his arms and continues. I had a word with Lucy about the termination of her contract. Well, both of yours. She didn't take it well. I can imagine. Mr. Williams seems a little uneasy as he continues. She tried to convince me at least keep you here, saying that she recently got a job somewhere and will pay you back from all the times you covered her. She did? Yeah. Anyways, long story short, she'll be by later today to start packing her things, so I suggest you make it look like you're packing up too. I feel a sinking feeling in my gut. I was ready to let her go, yet she's the one who pleaded for Mr. Williams to not kick me out. It's too late now to go back on this. I mean, why didn't she just pay the rent in the first place then? Then she wouldn't have to pay me back. I actually don't feel sorry for her. I'm sorry. The older man clears his throat as though to get my attention. Anyway, if you need some boxes, I think I've got some to spare in my office. I could use a few, sure. Yeah, I could use a few. I mutter, feeling unsure about my decision now. All right, follow me. All right, we're following him. Holy, he lives like this? Okay. Now I think he doesn't have the right to harass us about keeping our place in top shape. Mr. Williams looks back at me as he walks into his place, reading the look on my face. Judge all you want. I'm the one paying for the whole darn building while babysitting everyone inside of it. So no, my personal not gonna be in order. Okay, sorry. I mutter, not expecting or wanting a lecture shoved down my throat. Mr. Williams kneels in front of the mess he has right at his door, shifting around boxes stuffed with all kinds of junk. Papers, pages full of possible dirty clothes he never got to wash, rusted toolboxes, a sleeping bag riddled with holes, a junk-like tie rack that someone might see as an antique, and other various things that would be tossed in a dumpster. Eventually, he pulls out a folded up stack of cardboard boxes, tossing them aside into a pile one by one. How many do you need? He asks, not looking back at me as he pulls another folded box out. That'll be enough. I don't have very many things to box up anyway. Mr. Williams stands up with a grunt, beginning to carelessly shove items he pushed aside earlier back in place. All right then, he mutters, dusting off his hands. Be sure to ask Lucy if she'll need any boxes too. If so, just have her come down and see me. I'll just give these to Lucy. Why not? Actually, I think I'll give them to Lucy. Spare you the headache. The man doesn't seem to respond at first, almost as though he isn't listening as he picks up the pile of folded boxes and hands them to me. He seems out of it now. Disassociative then, even. Mr. Williams? Huh? What is it? He says, snapping out of it. What's going on with him? I said I'm just gonna give these to Lucy. That way you don't need to face her later. Oh, alright. Good call. He mumbles, escorting me out the door. If you need anything, I'll be in all day. And be sure your friend stops by later tonight so I can get a contract going for him. I will. Thank you. Alright. After placing the boxes back in my place, I quickly got ready for work. I was hoping for a day off, but at least I wasn't going in as early. I love the designs! The outfits are so amazing. And here we are, looking down the barrel of lower than minimum wage, possibly expired food, and obnoxious customers. At least I won't be here for long today. I'd better hurry and clock in. Hey Blaze, I texted you earlier. You did? Pulling out my phone from my back pocket, I turned it on to check my messages. Weird, I'm not seeing anything from you. Well, I did. Anyway, I was trying to tell you that there's no work today. We had a break-in last night. It had to be Greg. A break-in? Ooh.
Not sure yet. The kitchen is a wreck though. The back door is completely busted in, all the cooking equipment is banged up, and the boss's office is completely ruined.
Yikes. Jesus. Was anything stolen? I don't know. Just then a distressed holler is heard in the kitchen area. I can't make out what is being said, but suddenly an officer quickly makes his way out of the kitchen, radioing for an ambulance. He looks completely distraught. As soon as he makes the call, he turns his attention to us and asks us to wait outside. Why? What's going on? The officer doesn't say anything at first, still looking as though he's trying to process what he saw. Wait, was there a murder? Please, we found a body locked in the freezer. He finally manages to explain. I need you two to wait outside, okay? TK's shoulders drop upon hearing this. What? Wait outside, please, is all he mutters. He doesn't seem to have the energy to repeat himself. Who died? There is still silence between TK and me. Even with the cars driving by, people walking around us, and the wailing of sirens in the distance, everything seems so quiet. Some good music. Hey. Christ. Now I feel bad for wanting a little more excitement in my life. You and me both. You don't think we're gonna be suspects, do you? Best to wait out here until they call us back in. We don't even have security cameras in the place, so it could be anyone.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking everywhere for you.
Where have you been? I've been looking for you. Oh God, you had me worried sick. Are you all right? What did they say? If they blame this on you, I swear to God, We need to talk, I say in a firm tone. Talk? He says with confusion. Why? What did I do? I hesitate to say it with TK there, Biting my bottom lip, I take Greg by the sleeve of his shirt and looked over towards my coworker. Could we have a minute? This is kind of personal. I can see the glint of joy in their eyes upon assuming there is something wrong between Greg and me. Yeah, sure. You two go ahead. I'll let you know if they call us in for questioning. Still tugging on his shirt, I guide Greg over across the street and into a nearby alley, finally letting go and glaring at him. You knocked me out last night. Why? Greg looks surprised at this, not knowing how to respond at first as he tries to mouth out some kind of excuse. Me? I didn't knock you out. I was back at my place after I took you back to work yesterday. I swear on my mom's grave. If she was dead, sure, would be nice if she was. I cross my arms, showing that I'm not buying this bullshit excuse. I'm not an idiot, Greg. You knocked me out when the whole place went black, and I'm not happy about it. Greg doesn't attempt to lie any further as his shoulders slouch, eyes to the ground. Sorry. I didn't want you freaking out that I was there, so I panicked. You were practically living there now, and you just so happened to carry chloroform with you when you came over? Yes. Am I dumb or am I dumb? You're not moving in. Heck no. I've changed my mind. You're not moving in. I say bluntly, not even looking into his eyes as I storm past him. Wait. He nearly calls out as he grabs onto my arm, pulling me back and gripping both my shoulders. Hey, whoa, don't touch me. Let go of me. I yelped, trying to pull myself away from him. Don't you get it? I can't. Haven't you been paying attention to what's been going on? Can't you pick up the slightest of hints that I'm meant to be with you? What are you talking about? Greg's grip on me tightens as his gaze upon me intensifies. Oh, Blaze, I love you, but you're not very bright. Excuse me? Think about it. The moment we met at the park, those times I saw you at the diner. How you would always leave your window closed no matter how many times I've opened it at night. Your perfectly sized closet. Oh my God. You were stalking me. You blame me. You're the one who's always on my mind. The one who makes my heart beat out of my chest each time I see you, smell you. You want the truth? The truth is I'm mad. Mad to the point where I'd caress your skin while you sleep soundly each night. Wanting, needing to feel you from the inside and fill you. Excuse me? Grinding against you isn't enough anymore. What? You asked, and I'm answering. I'm opening my heart to you, being forward, honest. Trust matters in a relationship, and I'm tired of keeping things from you. Greg steps closer, his hands resting on the wall behind me. I love you. I loved you the moment I saw you at the diner. I wanted nothing more to storm in and you in front of everyone. This guy is insane. Letting them know that you belong to me and I to you. That wasn't a proper way to approach you. So I had to follow you instead. Study your pattern, memorize your schedule, practice what to say to you when you finally were alone and not working. The park was perfect to finally approach you. Greg smirks as he leans close. A dark glint was in his eyes as he cups my cheeks in his hand. You're upset with me now for last night. Sure. But you and I can make this work now. No more hiding. No more secrets. Just us. Saying this, Greg parts his lips a little, a long and girthy tongue snaking out from his... That's disgusting. Saying this, Greg parts his lips a little, a long and girthy tongue snaking out from his fang-filled maw.
God, I could fuck you against this wall right now.
Excuse me? Run for it, run for it, run for it! I've heard enough. Quickly, I duck under his arms and try to sprint out. Maybe I'll catch some attention and he'll leave me alone. Suddenly, I feel a tight grip around my neck. I can't scream out for help as I feel him yank me back into the alley. Just then. What the f? What is wrong with this guy? It's time to go home, darling. That's the end of day 3. I'm kidnapped. This game is insane. I'm in a body bag, guys. I'm in a freaking body bag. Now, there is a day 4. I can't show you guys day 4 because the team has told us that we can't show day 4 until it's ready. It's not ready to be shown yet, so I have to hold off on it. But I want to get some more endings real quick. So let's go back and see some other endings that we can get. Okay, what if I reject him here? What? No. I pulled my hand away from his. I thought that I would normally try to at least attempt to be polite when I turned down someone's advance, but the stranger's presumptuousness makes my skin crawl. He sits there for a moment with a firm stare before pulling his hand in a reluctant retreat. Oh, I see. I think that I'm getting mixed messages from you. I mean, it doesn't make much sense for you to come here and then not want me. I stand up from the bench and turn to leave. Hopefully I can get back to the more frequented parts of the park before any other creeps crawl out from under the rocks and bushes. Where are you going? He stares back at me from the bench, but I can't read his expression. It is a tempest of mixed emotions, and none of them are as positive or playfully awkward as when I first met him. It's getting late. I'm going to head home. I lied. I glanced over my shoulder to find the nearest path out of the park and to the nearest public street. Oh, well, maybe I can walk you home then? No, thank you. Look, it's nothing personal, but you're coming off as kind of creepy, and I'm not really that comfortable around you. He rubs his arm awkwardly. Creepy? But sorry, I have to go. Ooh, he was about to expose himself there. I cut him off and start walking away, occasionally looking over my shoulder. I don't want him creeping up on me while my back was turned. He never moves. He just sits there with a forlorn look on his face and stares quietly at the ground. Hey. I wander around the city a little bit more, visiting places I normally wouldn't visit. More designs, yay! Ugh, my paranoia has got me looking over my shoulder. Wonder if he might still be lurking somewhere behind me. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking things. But who knows? Some guy who presumes that he's your boyfriend before either of you even know each other's names is probably not the most psychologically healthiest of people. Are they? Yeah. That's creepy enough to warrant him my cold shoulder. Still, the way I left him behind like that was making me feel like maybe I was the jerk. I come across a local florist shop that I remember passing on a few of my downtown walks. I've always been meaning to stop in and pick up some flowers for the apartment, but I can never seem to find the time. Well, I have time now, and I could use a diversion, so why not? Hey, are we gonna meet some new people? Walking in, I look around and take in the rather pleasant aroma of the shop. I wander past the quaint displays of flower arrangements, potted plants, and small gift bags of potpourri. I had a particular purchase in mind. From a rustic, wooden shelf display containing the flowers and various houseplants came a lovely, pungent fragrance from the deep red roses. Being mindful that some still have their thorns, I reach out to pick one up. Is this where he got my roses in the last playthrough? I feel a hand brush against mine. I pull my hand away quickly and glance at the person that I didn't see on the other side of the display. Oh, fancy seeing you here. The man from the park beams upon seeing me and gives me a smile before pulling the rose out. I didn't know you shopped here too. I don't, I say, startled by his presence. The man then gestures to me with a finger over his lips. Shh, it's a small shop. There's no need to raise your voice. His comment rubs me the wrong way, but I try to compose myself. Did you follow me here? I whisper harshly, unsure if crossing paths with him again was a pure coincidence, or if I needed to worry about him after all. What? Of course not. He looks a little hurt by my accusation. I come here almost every day, you know? Uh-oh. Was I really being a d to him? He fumbles around with the rose in his hand, and his eyes stay shyly focused on the ground. I love flowers. This little shop is the only one nearby, so I come here a lot to see what new bouquets they have made, and if they have any on sale. I'll admit that I sometimes get a glimpse of you through the windows of the diner that you work at, and lately I've been meaning to walk in to finally say hi, but I lose my nerves and stay out. You've been watching me? Are you serious? What kind of creep are you? But it's not like that. He reaches his hand out towards my shoulder in an attempt to console and calm me down. Not wanting his greasy, grubby hands anywhere on me, I flinch away in shock and disgust. Don't touch me! I hiss at him, and then turn and storm out of the florist shop. I don't look back. Yeah, get away from me. Weirdo. Back up! I don't like this guy. I've already been kidnapped once before. I don't need it again. It's finally getting dark out. Ugh, I hate walking home at night. And after crossing paths with a crazy stalker, I have a good reason for it. And now I'm out later than I wanted because I was trying to take a longer, less traveled path home, just in case that creepy guy knew more about my habits. Crap. I need to find a new place to hang out. And probably a new job. Dang. I had to reset my whole life. Is Lucy here? I storm into the apartment and slam the door behind me before doing another full body shudder. I hear the rummaging sound of my roommate and the study partner in the kitchen come to an abrupt silence after I unceremoniously arrive home. I race to my bedroom. They have a habit of walking around naked after their study sessions, and I don't even want to see if they were dressed this time. I mean, Lucy's kind of cute though. In my room, I flop down on my bed and muffle a frustrated scream with my pillow. After a moment, I roll over on my back and stare up at the ceiling, trying to forget about my day, trying to forget about him. Before I fall asleep, from sheer exhaustion, my last thought was a simple wish. Man, I hope I never see that weirdo again. And he's gonna be at the window, isn't he? That day went by really quick though. I'm worried. I'm very worried. I did not have a nice time with the stranger. No. I will not answer. The breakfast crowd is a nightmare. Karens and redneck grandpas everywhere with something up their butts. Some even going as far as refusing to pay because I didn't kiss their gosh darn feet whenever their coffee was not filled all the way, or their T-bone steak wasn't cooked the way they wanted. Yeah, T-bone steak for breakfast. Not even breakfast steak and eggs either. An actual T-bone steak dinner with potatoes and steamed carrots. And then when one person refuses to order off the breakfast menu, there's a dozen more who follow suit. Such a hassle. Why couldn't the elderly be more like my grandparents? Pleasant and polite. Dude, this character, I'm so mean. Eventually, the crowd starts dying down. Most leaving to do some sightseeing, others saying to order more coffee or lunch. At least these are the kinds of customers that mind their own business and are more focused on eating or talking. Staggering into the kitchen, I let out a long sigh and rest against the wall, finally able to take a moment to relax. Yep, you're gonna tell me that I'm gonna meet, what's his name again? Hey there, stranger. Here we go. Oh God, not you again. Seriously, what part of leave me alone did you not understand? I bellow out, gaining the attention of the remaining people inside the diner. I hope that calling him out like this would get him to leave. The creeper stiffens up a little, giving a rather hurt expression. You did. I'm not as thick as I seem to be. Honest. The tone of his voice is frantic. All I wanted to do was apologize for my behavior yesterday. You didn't even give me a chance to explain myself. Explain yourself? There's no explanation for spying on me every day when you go on your walks. Oh, so you never recognize familiar faces when you follow the same routine every day? Just like that old couple who always comes here every Wednesday and pretends like they're happily married, even though all they do is sit in silence? Or even that creepy redheaded doctor who always picks the same corner, always ordering just a simple cup of tea while staring at everyone with an eerie smile? You're not the only face that I recall, Blaze. He mumbles, looking down at the table in front of him as he starts picking up one of the napkins. He does have a point. Letting out a deep sigh, I hold up my notepad and pencil. Just tell me what you want to order. He picks up the menu and starts looking it over. I still want to make it up to you, though. For being too forward yesterday, I mean. As he speaks, he starts folding the napkin into a paper crane. Rolling my eyes, I try my best not to snap at him, speaking now through my teeth. Oh my god, no, alright? I might have overreacted, I might have misinterpreted your intentions, but that does not change the fact that I don't want anything to do with you. It can't be helped, dear. His eyes shift over towards me, an eerie glint in his gaze as he smiles a little, responding to my reply. You're just playing
hard to get at this point.
Yeah, I am. As I should. And I do love games. A jolt of dread shoots through my entire body. I don't know if it's the words, his tone, or the gaze that's setting off all the red flags, but I'm not going to stand here and analyze why my survival instincts are kicking into overdrive. Turning away, I quickly make my way back into the kitchen, trying to untie my apron with my sweaty palms. TK approaches with an expression of concern. They might have watched the whole thing happen. Hey, are you alright? What happened? What did he say? I can't do this. I need to go home. I hand TK my apron. Just have Alicia cover my shift from now on.
Whoa, whoa, you're quitting? What did he do? Should I call the police?
Yes, please. That man is stalking me. TK doesn't hesitate the moment I say this, making a direct line to the phone. See, this is what I would actually do. I like this. I stay in the kitchen area, taking the occasional glance out the kitchen window to see if he's still there. Of course, he still is. Sitting there while finishing up on making his napkin crane. TK comes back after a moment, taking a glance at the before turning their attention back over towards me. All right, they're going to be sending someone over in about 30 minutes. 30 minutes? He'll be gone by then. I'm aware of that. TK matches my furious whisper and looks just as baffled and disappointed with the situation as I am. Either way, we still file a report and give them a description. It's something at least. But he knows where I work, and he knows of the section of the park where I like to relax. What if he knows where I live? Well, I guess you could stay with me in the meantime and wait for all of this to blow over. Really? Sure, I've gotten to know you well enough, so I'm positive you won't try to steal anything. Maybe. I honestly don't know what to say. I just feel a sense of relief that not only will I be with a more tolerable person, but I also won't be walking home alone. That's amazing. We're gonna chill with TK. Of course, the creep's gone by the time the police arrive. We give our best description of him before trusting they would look into the matter. TK and I have our doubts though. Luckily, the rest of the kitchen staff lets us go home early, but we have to be at work earlier tomorrow morning. All right, let's see what happens. It doesn't look like much, but at least it's away from my neighborhood. Thank God. What was that in the window? I just saw something in the window. What the heck was that?
Here we are, home sweet home.
Okay, your place is kind of nice. They live in this space? I shouldn't be picky due to my situation, but just having me in here feels like I'm cramping up the whole place. Looks like they live alone too. They probably aren't able to afford anything else. Still, at least I have a safe place with a more down-to-earth roommate. Sorry, it's not much. They mutter, looking around the single space area they live in. No, don't be. I still appreciate you bringing me in like this. Aw, they're so sweet. They seem relieved upon hearing me say this, giving a smile as they start pulling out some extra blankets from their bed. Well, just so you know, the couch does fold out into a bed. It's actually more comfortable than the mattress I got. So, hey, special treatment for a special guest. Who would have thought my coworker from the diner would be so mellow and sweet outside of work? Thank you. It means a lot that you're going out of your way for me like this. It's not a problem. I know what it's like to have creeps harass you. You don't deserve it. I really don't. Thank you, TK. Why are you so amazing? The rest of the day goes all right. I have to phone my roommate that I'm going to be away for a few days. Of course, she doesn't answer the phone, so I have to leave a message instead and hope that she checks it soon. Still, this certainly is a pleasant change from the stress of my life. Oh God, what's gonna happen now? Hours later. The one downside of sleeping in a new place is that I can't stay asleep. I need some water. Getting up off the sofa, I feel around in the dark, unfamiliar area, trying to recall where the kitchen section was in this place. TK? Jeez, who was that? Through the darkness, I see a figure standing before me, hearing them give a brief shh sound as I feel them place their hand on my shoulder. TK, you alright? The figure doesn't answer as I feel their hand squeeze my shoulder, almost as though they're feeling me. What are you doing? I try to pull away from the figure's grip, but then a wet rag smothers my nose and mouth. Fighting back, I lash out with my arms and jerk my neck to pull my face away from the rag. Whoever this is, they subdue me by quickly wrapping their thin limbs around my body and holding me tight. I try to break free, but they did not loosen up one bit. Oh God, I'm starting to feel drowsy and weak. Who is doing this? Why? A chill runs up my spine as I feel a kiss against my cheek. A familiar and sickening voice whisper in my ear. I'll see you tomorrow, darling. Dude, I don't ever know when the voice sections are gonna come in, so I read over them. I'm sorry. No. He found me. How? I can't. Dude, I'm so like invested in this story right now. This is awesome. This is day 2. Okay, we gotta keep going. We gotta freaking keep going. This is fun. I'm so invested. What's gonna happen in this run? What? My head. What the heck is happening? Why didn't I like think that was coming? It got me. Oh God, he found me. This can't be good. TK, wake up. TK? They're not here. What on earth? Did they go into work today? They're dead. I better give them a call and see what's going on. I just hope kids see me and Jackson are all right working today. It was supposed to be their day off. Hey, guess what? I haven't answered. Sorry about that. If you want, leave your name and number and I'll get right with you. Maybe. Great. Hey, TK, it's me. Look, we're not safe here. That prick was here last night. We need to... Hello? TK? Why did you run off with them like that? My blood ran cold. I felt my heart sink into my stomach as a familiar voice spoke. I couldn't even speak as my phone trembled in my hands. You're making this rather difficult. I'm willing to put in the extra effort for you, but I'm not fond of mixed messages. I'm not giving you mixed messages. I'm literally telling you, get away from me. What did you do to TK? It's just one less obstacle for you and I to deal with. We're back on track to how things are supposed to be. And we can begin loving one another. Isn't that great? The chipper tone in his voice made me feel sick. My legs were losing their strength as I tried not to collapse on the floor. Oh my God. Oh, am I... Just don't hurt TK, please. I'm stuck. This is using TK to get me to date him. I must do something to make sure he doesn't hurt them. Okay, I'll date you. Just don't hurt TK, please. I'll do anything. There was a moment of silence over the phone, only his breathing at first until I heard a slight chuckle. You're so cute when you beg. I felt tears begin to well up in my eyes as I heard him say that. I wanted to throw up. I'll tell you what. Come see me at the diner. I have something I want to show you. Hopefully this will help put things back on track. Set our love story the way it's supposed to be. Oh, and don't try calling the cops. I will know if you do. Dear God. Since when did stalking shift into kidnapping so quickly? I couldn't stand the thought of seeing that man's face again. Even hearing his voice raised all my fight or flight instincts with a hint of nausea. I had to do something. I didn't want to face this alone, but he said that he would know if I called the police. What am I gonna do? We could run away together. What the? How'd you get here? My heart leaped up into my throat, my eyes wide as I saw the right in front of me. You were hiding here? Well, yes. I had to be sure that you went to the diner like I asked. I couldn't help but cut in. I was so sick of this man. Why wouldn't he leave me alone? Why are you doing this? His shoulders slouched a little, the smile on his face fading a little upon hearing me ask this. I told you, I'm your boyfriend. I always have been. My eyes welled up with tears upon hearing this. Both fear and disgust were nearly unbearable. God, if I could just get hit by a car and die on impact, I would welcome it. Maybe have him get hit instead. Either is bliss. A boyfriend doesn't force themselves into a relationship, stalk, and kidnap friends. Whoa. Hey now. I didn't kidnap TK. He reassured me, looking a little startled by my assumption. I just made sure there was one less obstacle between us. I promise. What did you do to them then? You barged in here like a bat out of hell and knocked me out. I know, and I'm sorry. There's parts of my personality that I can't control, as much as I would love to. What are you talking about? It's not important. I just hope it doesn't interfere with our happy ending. Happy ending? You still think we're a couple after all this? Don't raise your voice, darling. You wouldn't want anyone else getting hurt, would you? Dear God, that wasn't a threat. That was our promise. He was so willing to harm anyone who got in his way. Psychopath? No, I know you wouldn't. You're a good person like that. It only makes you all the more lovely to me. What do you want from me? He seemed taken aback and confused by my question. I don't want anything from you. All I need is your love. And come hell or high water, I will do anything to achieve that. Besides leaving me the hell alone? Besides that, sorry. I thought for a moment, wanting to see if he was just being poetic or serious. I had to test him. Take me to TK. I spoke in a nearly demanding voice. You stalked me, followed me to my work, knocked me out, and kidnapped my friend. You owe me this much. He stood there, his expression nearly unreadable at first before giving a slight nod. All right, I brought my van with me, so there will be no need to walk all the way there. I would like to walk instead, actually. His stance became more offensive as he stepped closer, his eyes looking deep into mine as he spoke. You want to see TK? We're taking my van. He wasn't asking. Fine, but if you try anything, I will kick you and make you crash, killing us both. Dying together? Darling, that would actually be a blessing for me. For sake. This guy is nuts. Oh, that's pretty typical. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew this would be his whip. Waiting parked on the curb is a worn down looking gray van. Its windows darkly tinted on the side. All it needs is a free candy sign, and it's good to have several people reported. Yeah, exactly. He opens the van door for me, helping me inside before closing it shut. Inside isn't too bad. It keeps it decently clean with the cliche collection of scented pine trees on the rearview mirror and an ashtray filled with various coins. I sat in the passenger seat, leaning as far away from him as possibly could. That was still wearing his stupid grin as he sat himself into the driver's seat and turned on the van. He's creepy, man. I don't like this guy. I was so ready to kick open the door and jump out, making a run for it and getting help. Who knows how fast this man's reflexes were, though, so I didn't want to try. The drive was awkwardly quiet. At least I was. The tried to start up a conversation during this time. So, I understand your family's life isn't going too well, huh? Don't say anything. Well, my family life was never the best. If anything, we all really would like to just rip each other apart. I don't think we're even a family. Just people with labels for content. Do you have anyone like that in your life? Well, I have a lot of folks like that in mine. It's like they're not even real, you know? Like you are so much better not having them at all. Sometimes you just want to jab a splint of wood into their back, wrap your hands around their throat and squeeze. Maybe stab them a couple times. You know that feeling? No? I get it. You're not in much of a mood to talk. I understand. Would you like to listen to some music instead? No? Help! Let me see what I can find. I didn't react as he flipped through the stations. My mind was too focused on seeing TK again, hoping that they would be alright. Here we go. To be honest, I hate this song. I swear I bleed internally each time it comes on. Then why do you listen to it? Because it fuels me. Reminds me why I'm here. Why I do the things I do. Why I need you. Why? He doesn't respond as he reaches to turn off the radio, his eyes staying on the road as he does so. We're here. Pulling off to the curb, the man puts his van in a park and kills the engine. He nearly hopped out and was about to come around to open the door. My door. I didn't want to give him that satisfaction as I opened the passenger door on my own, nearly knocking him with it. I wish I did. I wish you did too. But we're at the diner. Well, we're here. Now what? Now we wait. I'm sure your boss is already inside, so they'll be arriving any minute now. Ooh. Just then I heard sirens in the distance. The freak smiled a little as he turned his attention over towards the diner. He killed TK! Here they come. I watched as the scene before me escalated. One by one, people began to gather outside of the diner. He remained quiet, watching everything with me. Occasionally he would try to hold my hand, but I would quickly yank it away from him and step further away. I couldn't stay quiet any longer. Why are we here? Where's TK? I told you, Blaze. I didn't kidnap them. They're not even in my possession. Tied up and waiting, and in need of rescuing. None of that. What? He doesn't respond at first, his eyes just glancing towards me for a moment before turning his attention back towards the diner. I tried to be gentle, caring, aware that my actions were too bold. I tried to make it up to you, apologize, start fresh. And what did you do? You have the cops called on me and run off with them. They liked you. Really liked you. Hell, I dare say it might have been actual love. I couldn't let them get in our way. This is about us, not them. So, I removed them. You what? Not to worry. I made sure the first strike was quick. I got carried away afterwards. This can't be. I didn't think once about my safety. Didn't consider the dangers I put myself in for acting as I did the moment I heard this. Instantly, I bolted across the street. I couldn't even hear him calling out to me, or care for the cars that slammed on their brakes to avoid hitting me. What the heck? TK? TK! Hey! You're entering a crime scene. You can't be in here. But my friend is in here. Oh! Ah! No! 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 I tried to force my way into the kitchen, but a set of arms wrapped around me tightly, pulling me away from the horrific crime scene before me. I tried to kick and struggle, raising a fuss. I was far too hysterical to notice that, apologizing to the officer and carrying me out of the diner. What the heck? He still got me! Before I knew it, I was roughly shoved against a wall in some alleyway, his hand over my mouth to hush me from further yelling. Darling, calm yourself. How the f can I calm myself, you sick f? You killed my friend! You think I wanted to? You think I was eager to slice them to ribbons the very moment I had the chance? I had so many chances before. So many times I could easily have done it. But I didn't. I killed him because you gave me no choice. Are you kidding? You're blaming all this on me? I don't blame you. You simply forced my hand. Because I wouldn't date some creep who's been following me? Because you ran off with them. I was no threat. I was so ready and willing to do anything you could ask of me. Whatever it took for me to be all yours. That's why I'm here. You're my reason for being here. Oh God, I want to run again. Why would you do this? Because we were meant to be together. You're the one who's always on my mind. The one who makes my heart beat out of my chest each time I see you, smell you. You want the truth? The truth is I'm mad. Mad to a point where I'd caress your skin while you sleep soundly each night, wanting, needing to feel you from the inside and fill you. Curling up against you in your sleep isn't enough anymore. He steps closer, bringing his hand up to cup my cheek. My skin crawled with utter disgust upon his touch, fear and disbelief overcoming my senses as he's nearly had his body pressed against mine. I was hoping we could be like this under better circumstances, but I feel that you now know what I'm capable of, what I can and will do to be yours. I couldn't hold back a whimper as he leaned in close, both his hands gripping and trailing up my waist, feeling his hot breath against my lips as he continued. So, if you care so much for the others, you'll keep them out of this. It is supposed to be just you and I after all. Together. Saying this, he tilted his head to the side, gently caressing my neck with the skin of his fangs. As he heavily breathed against my skin, I wanted to scream as I felt something firm press up against my hip, mentally begging him to stop touching me. You have no idea how long I've wanted to have you like this, he purred. I waited for the worst to happen, my mind racing to either fight him off or scream for help. This was all like a horrible nightmare, one that anyone would wake up screaming from and maybe seek therapy afterwards. I couldn't take another minute of being around him. But not yet. Saying this, he leaned away, withdrawing his hands from me, and took a step back, the lustful look still fresh in his eyes as he tucked his hands away in his pockets. I'd rather have you when you're more than willing. Clearly you're not there quite yet. Or I think it was a typo, quite yet. Pulling his van keys out from his pocket, he composed himself a little and smiled, appearing more normal and less of a up. Well, I got some things to take care of really quick. I'll be by your place later tonight, darling. Oh, and I strongly suggest you tell no one of this, not even that landlord or roommate of yours. Saying this, he took his leave, giving me a wink before disappearing out the corner of the alley. I lost all feeling in my legs as I slid down to the ground, not caring how disgusting it was. Nothing could be more sickening than still feeling his hands and lips lingering on me. I can't get help. I can't run away. Crap. What do I do? I didn't go back to my place. I couldn't. The way he spoke before leaving, for sure he knew where I lived too. Why wouldn't he? The hole was a stalker and a murderer after all. Maybe running away is the best option. I still couldn't shake the feeling of his touch on my body, his voice still ringing in my ears. I felt so helpless. I couldn't turn to anyone. I couldn't go back home. I might have to just skip town and vanish. Hopefully he doesn't find out and follow me. I would have booked it. I would have took a bus somewhere. I would have took a plane to another country. I would have changed my name. Something, man. Do I even dare answer? It might be him. Holding my breath, I pulled out my phone, taking a quick glance to see who was calling. Landlord? Oh, thank God. It's not him. Though still troubling since he's been harassing me about rent for a while now. But given what I'm going through, I'd rather be chewed out about rent right now. Taking in a deep breath to calm down, I answer the phone, trying to sound as normal as possible. Hey, hi. I didn't expect you to call. How's it going? Okay. What's wrong? What do you mean? I'm fine. I just wasn't expecting a call from you or anything. The other half of the rent is still not paid. You haven't come back since yesterday. There was a murder at your workplace and you're telling me everything's fine? Oh, you heard about that? It's been all over the news. My son was on the scene when someone who worked there burst in and made a scene before vanishing. That was you, wasn't it? Crap. Okay, you're right. Nothing is fine. Everything's worse. But I can't say. I can't stay anymore. Can't stay? What's going on? I'm in a bad spot right now. Really bad. If I told you, you might get hurt too. Where are you right now? What? Where are you at? I'll come by and pick you up. Tell him your location. I paused for a moment, quickly looking at my surroundings to make sure no one was following me. Away from any earshot, I might have a chance to reach out, a chance to get away from this freak. I'm on the main road that heads to the park, I whispered quietly, still looking over my shoulder to make sure he wasn't eavesdropping. And please hurry. I think that guy is following me. I'm on my way. Thank you, sir. Just call me Don, okay? Hang tight. Not Mr. Williams? I didn't even have time to thank him again, as he quickly hung up. Honestly, I didn't even expect him to go out of his way like this, especially since each encounter we ever had were negative ones about the rent and harassing Lucy about paying her end. Taking one last paranoid scan around my environment, I started making my way down the road. Uh-oh. I slowed my steps this time in case the landlord, Don, needed time to catch up with me. I didn't dare think about going into the park itself, though. It's far too dangerous. Regret was buzzing in my head. If only I had known that Don would be willing to reach out and help, I would have run back home in the first place to tell him about everything. And how the heck was I supposed to know he had a son who was a cop? Once he picks me up, I'm gonna tell him everything. Hopefully he'll have his son over and see if we can get this arrested. Or would that put him in too much danger? Oh, this place. Luckily it's closed, so I know he couldn't be in there, making the whole I come here every day excuse. I shouldn't have gone in there. Snapping at him like that was probably the straw that broke the camel's back. In this case, the psychopath's mind, as if it wasn't already in pieces. Hey, kid! I nearly yelped as I was startled by the sudden call, my racing heart instantly calming down as I saw who it was. You shouldn't be standing in one place like that. Sorry, I kind of got distracted. How can anyone be distracted with the situation you're in right now? I'm sorry. Just get in the car. You can explain everything on the way. Where is he going to take us? The ride was quiet. Don only asked what was going on, but I dared not tell him. I already lost my best friend. I didn't want to dare chance putting my landlord in danger. Sure, he and I are not even acquaintances. At this point, though, I didn't want any more blood on my hands. He didn't repeat himself or even press the issue when I kept quiet. I think he knew I was in no mood to get into depth about all of this. Not yet. When we finally got back to the apartment, Don simply stated that we're going to his place first. I didn't argue. I really didn't feel like being alone anyways. Nice hoarder room we got here. Wow, what a mess. And he harasses us about keeping our place clean. Jesus. I should still be grateful though that he's helping me out. Don closes the door behind me. I hear him lock the door before walking in further into his place, kicking aside a garbage bag that's probably filled with old newspapers or something. It wasn't garbage since it smelled more like cigars than rotten trash. Thank God. Now, I'm not going to break your arm and make you tell me everything, but I need to know what's wrong. You're in trouble and you know who killed that person at your work. I hesitated. The mix of wanting help and remembering the threat both juggled back and forth in my mind. I don't know. I think I've put you in enough danger just having you come get me. He stepped closer. His usual rough stance seemed to soften a little as he held his hand up to me. The soft tone that came from him was unexpected, yet I felt safe as he spoke. I want to help you. Let's tell him everything. Bringing up my trembling hand, I placed it in his, feeling the tears build up in my eyes once more. He's been stalking me. He snuck into my room, followed me on my walks, at my work, kept saying he was my boyfriend. I kept telling him to leave me alone, but he wouldn't listen. I had TK call the police and I stayed with him for the night. He found out and he killed them. He killed my friend. TK is dead and it's all my fault. All the frustrations finally gushed out. The sensation of that hands and lips on me returned and I wanted to collapse, peel my skin off or burn it even. I could feel Don gently squeeze my hand, attempting to pull me out of my crumbling state of mind. Looking up at him, I just couldn't help myself anymore. Shaking my head as I stepped forward and rested my head against his chest. The tears finally let go as I become a sobbing mess. Don didn't hesitate to fully comply with my need for comfort, both his arms now wrapped around me and holding me close as I crumbled, my tears staining his shirt. I don't know how long he held me. It might have been hours, maybe only minutes, But the way he kept me close like this, it was an odd sensation, a feeling of protection that I never felt before. It was welcoming. I felt him rub my back before pulling away a little bit, giving me some space before speaking back up once again. We're going to the police station. You do not deserve to live in fear like this. Understand? I wiped the tears from my eyes, only able to give a nod in agreement. There was no way in hell I was going to fight him on this. I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder if Don is going to... Oh. What the f? Is this normal? No, it's not. His answer sent the feeling of dread through me. Somehow, I knew what it was, who it was. He's here.
You wait here. Lock the door, do not come out or make any calls until I come back. Do not answer the door if anyone comes knocking, and stay hidden if someone busts in, alright?
Okay, thank you. Don doesn't wait to hear me express my gratitude, closing the door firmly. I hear his footsteps as he storms away from the door and down the hall. I do what I am told and lock it. I underestimate how many locks this man has. Darn near 6 for me to figure out. I hope things go smoothly. Don seems like the kind of man who could easily take on that psycho. I sit among the clutter, keeping quiet and listening to any commotion that might occur. I hope he wins. What was that?
I told you not to tell anyone.
That scared the shit out of me. Before I can call for help, I feel his hand grip tightly around my throat. I can't make a sound. I try to fight back in some way, punching, kicking, lashing out. I'm hurting him, but his grip doesn't loosen one bit as he takes the hits. I can't breathe. It's time to go home, love. I got kidnapped again, man. It just keeps going back to being kidnapped. Okay, so I want to change my route here. So I'm not going to get Lucy kicked out this time. It doesn't feel right to just kick her out. No, I'll take up a second job and work triple shifts there if I have to. Don't do that, Blaze. Frustrated by my tenacity, he groans loudly and rubs his throbbing forehead. All right, how about this? You can work part-time for me and help out around this place. That way no one needs to drag your body out of a gutter at 1 in the morning. He flashes a quick, resentful glance at Greg. Wait, really? You're offering me a job? Working for you? If you're willing to learn to do more than just screw in a light bulb. Wait, you can at least do that, can't you? But the kids today, you can't tell. No, I mean, I can learn. Thank you. Seriously? You even can't remember my name? Oh boy. How often do I even talk to you to remember? He seems to crack half a smile at my little retort. Okay, I think he actually likes me this time. Fair enough. It's Don Williams, kid. But Don will do. Oh, now he's Don. Anyway, stop by my office the next time you have a spare moment and we'll talk. He was Don in the last run too. Of course, Don. Nodding once, the landlord turns around and walks away. Greg doesn't like any guy that talks to me. He wasn't that mean about Lucy though. We're about to find out though. Well, here we are. I extend my arms out as if showcasing the layout of the place. Walking in, he scans the apartment, looking rather pleased. Not bad. Definitely a bit bigger than my apartment. Glad you like it. I'm beaming with a huge smile, and I hold my hand out to him. Anyway, shall we? Absolutely. He takes my hand firmly as we walk into the kitchen. I have him sit down at the table while I let go the fridge to get him a drink. As I'm searching through the fridge for some soda cans, I turn around and notice Greg's expression falter. What's wrong, Greg? Huh? He stutters, snapping out of his melancholy trance. No, it's nothing. I'm fine. I pull his soda can from the fridge, fill a glass with ice, and watch as he tries to put on a happier face. Are you sure? Really, I'm sure. It's just... He sighs as he takes the soda can and pours it into the chilled glass. I guess I just can't help but feel bad that you have to put up with a roommate who's taking you for granted. I was saying that earlier. Oh, that. Well, hey, look on the bright side. At least I'll be working a second job that'll cover us both, and I won't have to work as many shifts at the diner now. Isn't that great? Greg tries to form a smile, his sadness still lingering in his eyes. Of course it is. He sips the drink, and then he sets it down to gently take my hand in his. Blaze, I think you're a wonderful person, and you deserve the best from all the hard work you've put in. He brings my hand forward to his lips, kissing it gingerly. And if I were your roommate, I'd promise I'd put so much effort into my work to help you pay the rent and whatever else you like. I don't know if it's the way he says those words or maybe the look in his eyes, but I can't help but feel touched. Aw, Greg. With a smile, Greg immediately stands up, stepping closer to me with his body pressed against mine. Whoa! Oh God! Greg turns his head, letting out an irritated groan as he glares over at my roommate as she bursts through the front door. Lucy, hey! You're home. Oh, not for long. I was gonna hit the bottle, but it seems you two need some time alone. We were just getting lunch real quick. Yeah, just a quick lunch break before going back to work.
Nothing like eating out for lunch.
Lucy, oh my God. She makes her way into the front room and grabs up a small bag of pot she keeps tucked away under the mattress. She stuffs it down between her breasts before checking her pockets for a lighter. Well, you two take your time. Don wants me to meet up with him about some bullcrap or other. I'll be back later tonight though. Hey, maybe you and I can have a little late night for once. You know, if you're not too tired after this. Sure. Since when does Lucy ever want to hang out? Maybe she knows she's getting kicked out and is trying to sweeten things up with me. Sure. Great. She beams, walking over toward where we are and places a peck on my cheek. I'll catch you later tonight, darling. I'm caught off guard by this gesture, looking rather confused as she pats Greg on the back. Don't rough Blaze up too much. God knows they need a good but I prefer my roommates being able to walk afterward. I can't believe she said that. That is so out of pocket. Lucy, please go. Oh, and I got some condoms in my nightstand. Lucy, I love you too. With that, Lucy finally leaves the room, locking the door behind her, possibly to make sure we're not disturbed again. After a moment of silence, I step away from Greg a little, looking down to the floor while feeling both embarrassed and very, very flustered. I'm gonna see what leftovers we got stored away in the fridge, I say in a hushed tone, biting my lower lip as my eyes drift back up at him. That devious glint was still in his eyes, but casually he nods in agreement. Yeah, and send you back to work on an empty stomach. At least he wasn't creepy this time around. He wasn't like super hands-on and like had me all pinned up, you know what I mean? Why can't the rest of the day be like this morning? The moment I get back from lunch, this place is as dead as my dream job. TK walks up, dressed in their casual clothes and hands tucked away in their pockets. They yawn as they see me approach. You already clocked out? Yeah, I'm ready to just go home and die. Oh, don't do that. I still need your help tomorrow. They chuckle, holding open the door for me as we both take our leave. TK starts heading to their car, rummaging with their keys for a moment before pausing, turning their attention over towards me. Hey, can I talk to you about something? Sure, what's up? They hesitate a bit, looking off to the side as they muster the courage to speak. About that guy, Greg. I know I have no place to say anything, but I got a creepy vibe about him. Creepy? How do you mean? It's just that it seems like he had his eyes on us the whole time we were talking. I don't know. I'm just gonna say you're just paranoid. They shift uncomfortably where they stand, still fiddling with their keys. Anyway, I'll catch you tomorrow. Be careful walking home. Yeah, you too. With that, TK gets into their car, fighting with the engine for a second or two before starting it up and driving off. I understand their concern, and maybe they're right. Greg and I just went on a 5-minute date and he was ready to me raw in the kitchen. He was moving too fast. He wasn't that bad. The man heavily sighs as he reaches into his back pocket and hands me a small to-do list. Looks like we're gonna be doing some chores. Here are a few minor things to spruce up around here. Simple stuff that hopefully you can handle. I took a look at the piece of paper that Don places in my hand. I didn't realize he has such nice handwriting. The list seems basic enough. Take out the garbage, sweep hallways, check up on Miss Greta, change light bulb in downstairs public restroom, restock cleaning supplies, should be delivered today. Remind me, Don, to check the upper unfinished floor for rats. Yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I can do this. I reassure him. Don seems to wear a face of relief, but tries to hide it. Good. This will make things a lot easier for me. By the way, have you talked to Lucy yet? No, I only caught a glimpse of her yesterday while I was on my break. She wasn't home when I got back from work either. But I'll be seeing her tonight. I guess we have a movie date or something. The older man raises an eyebrow at me, a slight smirk curled on his lips. Having a movie date with Lucy and a boyfriend? Look at you getting around. It's not like that. Don chuckles a little as he starts to take his leave. Sure. Anyway, just be sure to get those done sometime today. I see where he was going with that, Don. You got a dirty mind. Once Don is gone, I look down at myself. I guess I'd better hurry and get ready for work. I don't want to be late 2 days in a row. Well, here we go. There's a body in the freezer. He finally managed to explain. I need you two to wait outside, okay? Yeah. A what? Yep. Let's keep going. All right. Bryce, now I feel bad for wanting a little more excitement in my life. You and me both. You don't think we're gonna be suspects, do you? Best to wait out here until they call us back in. We don't even have security cameras in the place, so it could be anyone.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking everywhere for you.
Sir. Oh, God. Get me worried sick. Are you all right? What did they say? If they blame us on you, I swear to God, I'll... No, I'm fine. It's okay. It's all just hard to grasp right now. Greg's expression of great concern slowly fades to annoyance as he glares over to TK. Why didn't you wait outside like I told you? I don't want them dealing with this. Well, excuse me, Your Highness. I had to be brought in for questioning and get my alibi straight. Besides, Blaze wasn't answering their phone. Greg, you were here earlier? Weird? Yeah, I wanted to get you breakfast before you went to work. He says between gritted teeth. But it looks like someone completely forgot to tell you about that. There's been a break-in and a bloody body in the freezer. There's a lot more going on right now besides your darn breakfast date. Who should I blame? Both of you knock it off. Both of you knock it off! And they do. TK and Greg are both startled at my outburst. I'm sorry. Same. Things are just crazy right now, you know? I get that, but you two are trying to one-up each other isn't making me feel better. There's a brief moment of silence between the three of us. TK is looking back over towards the diner while Greg returns his gaze to me. Did you still want me to get you something? I can just grab you a coffee and muffin while you're waiting. Reaching into my pocket, I pull out some cash and hand it to Greg. Here, should be enough for the three of us. Greg's hesitant in taking the cash at first, but doesn't argue as he finally reaches over and takes it. You're so kind, he says with a dreamy look in his eyes. Hey, Greg is broke, man. How come I'm paying for everything? I'll be right back, dear. I still don't like that guy. He's giving me a bad vibe. Yeah, and he ain't got no money. I don't respond. There's too much going on to deal with either of their jealousy right now. I just hope it's not someone we know. I doubt it. I only know 2 other people besides you and Greg, and they're both back home. Oh, God. What? What is it? Lucy didn't come home last night. Wait, you don't think... I don't answer as I speed past TK and charge into the diner, pushing aside the still rattled officer as I make my way into the kitchen area. No! Oh God, please, no! Why did he do this to Lucy? No. I feel someone pulling me away from the scene, verbally demanding and I keep my distance. No, that's my roommate. That's Lucy. Bro, so Greg killed Lucy now? I'm dragged back into the diner, TK coming to my side, attempting to calm me down. My outburst causes a scene. There are more questions than intended after identifying the body. I do my best to give as much information as I can. I don't know anyone who might have done this to her. I mean, Lucy was always with a questionable crowd, but I never saw her doing anything that might get her killed. Thanks for walking me home, TK. It's no problem. We're off for a while, so I'll be checking up on you tomorrow morning if that's all right. Yeah, I'd love that, actually. Thanks. TK steps closer and hugs me. Their embrace tight as they nuzzle against my cheek. Oh, that's gonna be bad. You're next, TK. If you need anything, I'll be a phone call away, all right? I can't help but hug them back. TK has always been so sweet and supportive, despite how many times I've ignored their feelings for me. I need to make it up to them sometime. I should have went on that date with TK. TK finally pulls away and pats my shoulder. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Try and get some sleep. With that, they take their leave, hands shoved in their pockets and head hanging low. I'm nervous. Greg is sitting on the sofa as though he's been waiting for me this whole time. The moment he sees me walk in, he jumps to his feet and hurries over towards me, giving me a tight embrace. There you are. Dear God, that took forever. I was getting worried. My grip is just weary as I wrap my arms around him, not sharing the same kind of force. Today has been exhausting. Sorry about that. A lot goes into these investigations, I guess. Pulling away, I walk over to the kitchen area, set my keys on the counter, and see the coffee pot still has some coffee left from the day before. You know, she always saved me some if I didn't have any that morning. I know. He's jealous. What? Jeez, come in. Hey, kiddo.
Hey, kiddo. I heard what happened.
The landlord says, getting straight to the point with his arrival. He glances over to Greg for a moment and sneers at the man before turning his attention back to me. I just wanted to come by and check up on you. To be honest, I'm not doing great, but I'll still do those tasks you gave me this morning. No excuses. The older man shakes his head. No, you won't. Life's a real mess right now. Even my boy is rattled by it. It's his first murder case after all, so he told me everything. Your son is an officer? Yeah. He and his boys were here earlier to see if they could find anything. Her room was full of nothing but job applications, some toys, and various knickknacks. Nothing else hinting to why it happened to her. Why did they have to go in her room? So, it's a cold case? Greg asks, stepping closer to my side. I wasn't talking to you. And no, not yet. We gotta keep digging around, hopefully, and catch the prick too before I do and snap their spine.
Bold words from someone who tried to kick her out yesterday.
He's not wrong. Listen here, you little grub. I might have wanted to kick her out, but I didn't want her to get cut up like a Christmas ham and shoved in a freezer for later. No one in their youth deserves that. Well, maybe you should have given her a job instead of Blaze. Then she might still be alive. Say that again. Both of you stop. I'm not in the mood. Both Don and Greg both stopped, giving one last glare at each other before Don turns his full attention towards me. You're on your own again, and you can't keep this up. A third job just isn't in the cards because I don't want you killing yourself to stay. Do you know anyone else willing to help you out with this? Oh, crap. Oh, man. No. My friend TK? Well, my friend TK needs an upgrade. I understand they live on the south end of town. That oh, Jesus. I can imagine so. Well, if they're up for it, have them call me tomorrow and we'll get something arranged, okay? I'm not too busy, that is. I will. Thanks, Don. The man doesn't say anything as he takes his leave, gently closing the door behind him. Man, who's spinning his fiber meal? Ugh, could this day get any worse? I huff, walking over towards the sofa and flopping myself down. I keep quiet, looking over towards the TV screen that was in front of me. Lucy and I were supposed to have a night in, actually. Hang out for the first time since we've been roommates. Now I can't. Greg comes over and sits down next to me, wrapping one arm around my shoulder and tugging me close against him. This place is making you depressed, darling. Why not stay with me for tonight? Help you get your mind off things. I suppose so. I never actually saw your place. Darling, trust me. The moment you see it, you won't want to leave. And if you try, I'll just have to tie you down and make you stay. Boy! Sir! Are you joking? You want to find out? Sure. I say with a hesitant tone. I have a gut feeling that this is a bad idea, but after everything that's happened today, I need a distraction. What the heck? What is my thinking? Like, I'm literally sitting here. This guy literally made, even if it is a joke, would you want to go to somebody's house after they said something like that? Heck no. A smirk curls on Greg's face as he stands up from the sofa, extending his hand to me and helping me off the sofa. So bold. I like it. I swear I feel my heart getting caught in my throat as I realize what I'm getting into. The man takes my hand and leads me out of my apartment. I'm screwed. I'm dead. Yeah, just go ahead and chop me up right now. I'm dumb. Waiting parked on the curb is a worn down looking gray van. I know, I've seen it before. Ah, here we go. Yep, the pine trees. Buckle up. It's gonna be a long ride. How far? About 3 hours? 3 hours? Where are we going? The Mojave Desert? 3 hours? I live far away from here, just as I like it. But oh, so far away from you. That's okay. Gas money's worth seeing you every day. Wait a minute, you drive 3 hours over here every day just to get to a flower shop? Greg lets out an unnerving chuckle. Oh, Blaze, I love you, but you're not very bright. Think about it. The moment we met at the park, those times I saw you at the diner, how you would always leave your window closed no matter how many times I've opened it up at night. Your perfectly sized closet. Oh, he's coming out right now. You were stalking me. You blame me? You're the one who's always on my mind. The one who makes my heart beat out of my chest each time I see you, smell you. You want the truth? The truth is, I'm mad. Mad to a point where I'd caress your skin while you sleep soundly each night, wanting, needing to feel you from the inside and feel you. Oh, I don't want to read that anymore. Okay, yeah, I've heard it so many times. I'm opening my heart to you. I'm being forward. I'm being honest. Trust matters in a relationship. Yeah, we've heard it. I wanted nothing more to just, oh God. I don't want to hear this again. Once we get to my place, I'd like to show you how much I've been dying to have you to myself. Try to jump out of the van. Let's go. This man is insane. Hearing this confession, what he's done, and now I'm stuck in a moving van with him? I need to get out of here. Looking over, I try to feel for the door handle, but I'm not having any luck finding it. I'm hoping he doesn't notice, but out of the corner of my eye, I see his displeased expression.
Love, we have a lifetime to forgive and forget. Don't ruin it now.
Did he just knock me out?
Go ahead and sleep for the rest of the trip. We'll be home soon.
Oh my God. So these all end in you getting kidnapped. Well, you know what? I'm going to see if, oh, wait, maybe if I agree to the date with TK, that means TK dies. Let's try it. Okay, let's hang out with TK, I guess. Well, how about tomorrow? I mean, I do owe you for covering my part of the shift today. They seem to perk at this offer, doing their best to act casual. Yes, you do. We both work tomorrow though, so how about coffee on our way to work? Nothing like a nice perk before dealing with Monday's crowd. You got it. Coffee and maybe a muffin if I feel like spoiling you. I wouldn't fight you on it. Ooh. Well, I'd better not keep you two. Be safe, all right? I don't want to take on the rest to today on my own. No worries. I'll be back in about an hour. Greg stands there with a bit of a blank expression on his face, almost as though he's lost in thought. He doesn't seem to recognize me as I approach. Hey, are you all right? He snaps back to reality after I reach over and nudge his arm. Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Just a little burned out is all. I've had a very late night. What if I said no to Lucy here? Not tonight, sorry. I'll be dead tired. Probably go to bed early. My roommate huffs out a sigh as she walks over to us. Lucky you. I wish I got exhausted from a rough lunch date. She gives my cheek a little pinch. Well, I'll be up if you change your mind. I'm rather confused by this gesture. Never before has she ever expressed such a physical manner of any kind. Not even shaking my hand when we first met. Walking by Greg, she leans up against him as he turns the conversation over towards him. As she turns the conversation over towards him. Go easy with this one. Blaze needs some good, passionate man meat. But not a bruised body afterward, okay? Hey! I got some lube under my bed if Blaze is a little too tight for you. Whoa! What is happening here? Just go. Can't hate me for looking out for you two. No, okay, girl, you are weird. Closing the front door, I hear Lucy lock it as well. Clearly, she doesn't want anyone walking in on us as she did. After a moment of silence, I step away from Greg a little. Oh, God. Okay, here, I'm gonna say, Greg, that's enough. Greg, that's enough. Greg stops instantly, his attention completely away from TK and fully towards me. I'm sorry, he mutters, his gaze drifting down to the ground as though he's a puppy who just got kicked. As I was saying, we need to wait by the diner. They still might need us to clarify our whereabouts last night, so we're not sus in their eyes. Yeah, Greg, why don't you head back to my place? I'll call you when things clear up. Okay. I watch Greg walk off with his head hanging low. See, this is what I'm talking about. TK whispers a bit, making direct eye contact with me while gesturing towards Greg. There's something not right about him. I don't respond. There's too much going on to deal with either of their jealousy right now. I just hope it's not someone we know. I doubt it. I only know 2 other people besides you and Greg, and they're both back home. Not Lucy again. Lucy didn't come home last night. Oh, here we go. It's Dawn. Oh God, please no. No. I feel someone pulling me away from the scene, verbally demanding I keep my distance. That's my landlord. That's Dawn. Dawn died this time. I'm dragged back into the diner. TK coming to my side, attempting to calm me down. My outburst caused a scene. There are more questions than intended after identifying the body. I do my best to give as much information as I can. I don't know anyone who might have done this to him. I mean, Don was always getting in on everyone's bad side, but he was such a strong man who wouldn't go down easily. Whoa, here she is!
Hey, sweetie. I heard what happened.
Oh! Just then, Greg walks up, nudging Lucy and me apart. Give Blaze some room to breathe. He just had a traumatic day. Lucy shoots Greg an irritated look for a moment before taking a step back. Yeah, you're right. It's just, Jesus, so out of the blue. Who on earth would ever do such a thing to Mr. Williams? Sure, he was obnoxious about rent and the crap I smoke in here, but he sure as hell didn't deserve that. No, he didn't. And at your job too? What the f is that about? All of this is far too suspicious. Greg takes me by the hand and leads me over towards the sofa, sitting me down before kissing the top of my head.
You relax, darling. I'll get you something to drink.
Lucy sits down next to me, placing her hand on mine. I can feel her worried gaze on me, but she doesn't say a word. What could she say? Nothing. None of us got along with Don, not until yesterday when he reached out to help me with my finances. I barely knew what his name was. What? Mr. Williams. I only just found out his name was Don. Let's not dwell on that. Greg speaks as he approaches with a glass of water, handing it to me before sitting himself down on the other side of the sofa. But I just saw him this morning. He seemed just fine. What was he even doing there in that short amount of time? Lazy writing. Yeah. Anyway, he's right though. You really shouldn't work yourself up on this. You're acting like Mr. Williams is the dad you never liked but started realizing he's not that bad. Well, at least Don was willing to reach out and help Blaze instead of bumming them off. The fuck
is that supposed to mean?
Right! Must I be blunt, dead weight? Little miss, I've spent all my money on crack. Pay my rent for me again. Hey, eat my butt, you little twig. No thanks. I don't eat out who might be carrying something. All right, yup. I would be walking out right here. No, Greg used that word? No, we gotta go. Greg, that's uncalled for. Yeah, you didn't have to say that word. I huff out, glaring at him. Sure, I never like it when she brings over someone new every darn night, but she always tries to make it up to me in other ways. Greg seems to sink into his seat a little after I snap at him, muttering an apology. Anyways, I gotta head out. I'll be back later tonight. I trust your man will be keeping you company, right? She asks, looking over to Greg. All night, he reassures, wrapping his arm around me and pulling me close.
All right. Chin up, sweetie. It's always darkest before the dawn, like my mom always said. Before she started eating glass.
Ew. Jesus, what kind of parents raised you? The kind I ran away from, obviously. She says with a slight chuckle before making her way out the door. Love ya. Greg comes over and sits down next to me, wrapping one arm around my shoulder and tugging me close against him. This place is making you depressed, darling. Why not stay with me for tonight? Oh, here we go. This is where bad things happen. So now I have to go to his place. All right, this time I'm gonna not leave the van. Okay. That is all I can whisper, feeling myself sink more into my seat as he continues to drive. I don't know what I'm more disgusted with, the confessions of his stalker-like behavior and what he's done to me in my sleep, or the realization that I find these actions of his arousing. Greg seems to take my response well as he brings one hand over, placing it firmly against my thigh as he caresses it with such an eager motion. I knew you would understand, my love. My body shivers upon feeling his hand up my leg, followed by those words with such a seductive tone. Dear God, I'm trapped in a van with my stalker. What am I getting myself into? Oh, what's this? Greg doesn't respond, simply reaching over to close the glove box back up. An unimportant item related to an unimportant event involving an unimportant... I wouldn't dwell on it. Unimportant? What do you mean? Wait, was it you? Greg doesn't respond, his eyes more focused on the road. Did you kill Dawn? He looks at me, smiling slightly, as if proud but trying to hide it. We're having this heart-to-heart, so might as well be forward. In short, yes, I murdered him. He had to go. He would only get in the way. We can't have that. His expression turns cold as he mutters the last sentence. You get that? Yes. Yes, I do. Wow, he was really serious about this. More so than I imagined. I'll kill for you. Such a cliche, but meant it. He really cared for me that deeply. I feel a spark, ignited by his possessive passion. I wasn't bothered at all. It transformed chilling words into something that warmed my body. I'm flattered that he put himself at risk to murder someone for me. Oh my God, I actually love him. Yes, definitely. Oh? I think like most people, you'd be a little freaked out by a murder confession. I'm not like most people. Seems reassured by my answer, becoming less tense. I knew you would understand. Just another way that we are meant for one another. He reaches over again to pat my thigh, his eyes focused on the road ahead. I place my hand over his, appreciating the warmth. Looking out of my passenger window at the road, I observe city streets turn to suburban enclaves, which slowly give way to forest and farmland. I could feel myself getting tired with each passing mile. Greg holds my hand in his, squeezing it gently. We'll be home soon. I close my eyes and drift off to sleep. I actually liked him that time. I can't believe this. I'm done. I can't. No more for today. I'm out. All right. Well, if you guys want to see more of this, let me know. Comment in the comment section down below. I would love to do all of the endings. We'll do another video, a really long video like this one, doing more endings and such. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button. This game is insane. It's really fun. The jump scares are really scary in my opinion, even though I've only seen like 2 of them, maybe 3 of them. But I like this. I'm really invested in this story. I just like seeing all the different ways to see how this guy ends up getting you. And I'm curious to see what day 4 is going to be like, because that's after you're kidnapped, it seems like. And ooh, that's just a lot, man. So Like I said, hit the like button if you enjoyed. Comment down below if you want to see more of this. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Have an amazing day. Deuces.
Hope will never die.
¡Órale!